This is the solution video for section 1.3, problem number 15. All right, so on this particular problem, it wants us to evaluate this limit by investigating left hand and right hand limits. All right, so first step in any limit problem is to evaluate, right? So we evaluate, right? We get -2 times 4 squared divided by 4 minus 4 squared. All right. And so 4 squared is 16 times 2, 32. So -32 divided by 0 squared, right? So of course we get uh, a finite non-zero number divided by 0, right? And so this is going to tell us that there must be a vertical asymptote there, right? And so now what we want to do is we want to investigate the limit as x approaches 4 from the left of -2x squared over 4 minus x quantity squared, right? And then the limit as x approaches 4 from the right of -2x squared over 4 minus x squared. Now, remember, we're trying to figure out the nature of the graph through this process. All right. So if I plug in a number to the left of 4, right, we are going to still approach -32. Right now, it doesn't really matter if we're approaching -32 from the left or from the right because it's all of those numbers are negative, right, near -32. So I'm just going to write -32 in the numerator. In the denominator, I'm going to say, okay, 4 minus 4 from the left squared. All right, so now let's think about this. 4 minus 4 from the left. Obviously, 4 minus 4 is 0, right? But if we're approaching, if we're taking a number to the left of 4, what's a number to the left of 4? Like 3. 4 minus 3 is a positive number. So we would be approaching 0 from the positives, right? But then remember, we're squaring it, right? And so if we square this, we get -32 over 0 from the positives, right? Because if I square a positive, I get a positive. And so I have a negative non-zero divided by a positive 0. So we're going to end up approaching negative infinity. All right. And so what does that mean? That means that on this graph, we have a vertical asymptote at -4. And from the left, we're approaching negative infinity. All right. All right. Now, what about from the right? So now -32 in the numerator, and then we get 4 minus 4 from the right squared. All right, so numerator approaches -32. All right, 4 minus 4 from the right. Obviously, we approach 0. But now, a number to the right of 4, like 5. 4 minus 5 is negative, so we're approaching 0 from the negatives. But once again, we're squaring it, and so we get -32 over 0 from the right, because any negative number that we square becomes positive. And so from the right, we're also approaching negative infinities, which means we're going like this. Now, because the two infinities are the same, we can give that the overall answer is negative infinity. But remember, we know that that really means that this limit does not exist because negative infinity